If you've been scrolling our social media, you might have seen a thing. We haven't even started the show yet, but I gotta tell you, look at this. Look at it. There it is. Super secret sneak peek. Go find out for yourself. Hit a social media. We can't say anything in particular is going to happen or any one person might be coming to DragonCon, but they can, and they did. So check it out. We're really, really excited. There's a little teaser out there for you, but what could it actually mean? Now, back to where we started. We have some super awesome guests for tonight, including Jamey Reeves, who is the director of comics and pop art, Mary Turner, the director of the art show, and a guest that I'm very, very excited to sit down with, Dino Andrade, a voice actor and a super kind workshop instructor for DragonCon, where you can actually learn some of those skills. So I'm super duper excited to welcome all three of you to tonight's show. Thanks for hanging out. Now, I want to remind everyone that while you're watching live, you can submit questions for our guests, which we really encourage you to do. Those will get answered at the end of the show, so you're just going to have to stick around and listen, to me make a fool of myself.
I'll start right now. Yes, I am wearing pants.
Yes, perfect. We're off to a great start, DragonCon.
Just want to get that straight.
Now, you can submit those through our Discord, through YouTube, Twitter, or Facebook, wherever that you are currently watching live. And if you are watching live, let me just say thank you for being here to support our love together of DragonCon 2021. Now, right before our Q&A at the end, you got to stick around because we're actually going to be announcing the aquarium winner from the social media contest that has been going on. You don't want to miss it. Because it could be you. So make sure that you hang around all the way until the end. If you can't tell, I'm so excited for this year. Coming out of last year, oh boy, have I got that DragonCon itch. And I've been reminiscing about last year's online DragonCon that was so fantastic and really brought the community together. And I was simmering on getting to hit one of the highlights of my dot career. I got to sit down with Felicia Day and just chat. If you missed it, I'm sure you can go over to the YouTube and check it out. But she is coming back. And this time I might actually get to meet her in person. So I'm very, very excited. And I'm looking forward to moderating some more panels for the guests that are happening, both online and offline. So just make sure you find your best way to DragonCon this year. Now, speaking of super awesome folk that are coming to the table, let's just start off by welcoming back this voiceover actor and workshop instructor for DragonCon, Dino Andrade. Thank you so much for coming out.
Oh, I've been coming to DragonCon for 10, 12 years now. I wouldn't miss it. I would have begged you guys if I wasn't already invited. So no.
Well, I'm glad they didn't make you beg.
Me too.
Yeah, they made me. No,
very much so.
Well, okay, so you've been coming to DragonCon for a while, but how long have you been voice acting?
I actually started voice acting in 1984. Although the first thing actually came out in 85, but I was working on it in 84. I was originally what was known as a Foley walker. And for those of you who don't know what a Foley walker is, I would do sound effects for movies live to picture. Like I and another Foley artist, if somebody punched somebody, I might have an arrow in my hand, which I would wipe past the mic, while the other guy had hit a baseball mitt, and that would be the punch that you'd see on screen. Or in this particular case, I was working on the film House with William Catt and Richard Mull, the 1985 horror comedy classic. And there's a sequence with William Catt stabbing this monster, and that's actually me with a screwdriver and a watermelon.
That's very cool.
Yeah, and I was asked to do a sequence where there's this gal in a bikini walking in the backyard of this house in high heels, as most women are in Los Angeles.
Of course.
And so that's actually me in the high heels walking the picture as I'm watching, getting every little step. And then they changed reels, and there was this monster that they called the Little Critters, and the creature was making this laughing motion. It was the late actor Felix Silla in the suit, and they didn't have a sound for it. And director Sean Cunningham said, we don't have anything. And I just piped up and just did this. and the director just immediately said, you in the heels. Do that again. And I did. And that's how I broke into voiceover.
That's
amazing.
Steve
Miner, director Steve Miner. That's right. And that was my very first thing, was House in 1985, doing the little critters. And I've been doing voice work ever since.
Who would have thought a pair of heels got you this far?
Right. And I tell people that I did my first job in high heels. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's such a cool story. Now, obviously you have a love of sound because you started as a Foley artist and then moved into voiceover work. So what inspired you to teach a workshop for all of us crazy Dragon Conners?
Well, I have always loved the craft of acting, and in particular, the voice arts, because as a voice actor, I can be pretty much anyone I want. I'm not limited to the color of my skin, how old I am, how large, thin, fat, whatever, doesn't matter. I can be whatever it is. I can, look at the picture and decide what it is that I want to do, you see. And that's the thing that was so liberating. I was an on-camera actor for a lot of the 80s as well. And being as I am Mexican-American, it just seemed like every other role was, some gangbanger. But in voiceover, I could be anything. That's awesome. And that's the beauty and marvelous thing about it. Plus, I am a long time fan, devotee, fanatic of all things sci-fi, horror, and fantasy. And so this was a great way to meld those two worlds together, because of so much of voiceover work is in the realm of fantasy.
Yeah.
And so I'm just a happy guy. I'm living the dream. I feel like, like when Tim Russ talked about getting the role of Tuvok in Star Trek Voyager, how he talked about he was a geek who made it. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. And I love this. And so my teaching workshops at DragonCon is basically giving back to the community that I've called home. Because, growing up, hopping Air Force bases and not knowing, where I belonged, what world, and so on. When I went to my first convention, it was like, my people.
Yes. Oh, do I know that breath of fresh air?
Oh, yeah. And so that's really what this is all about. And I love it. I love teaching. I've trained many actors. I love the craft. I love sci-fi, horror, and fantasy. I love so this puts it all together. Right. This puts it all together. This coming to DragonCon is something I look forward to more than anything else every year. I love it. Wow. I just love it.
Well, I'm going to say this. For all of you out there, if you were even questioning taking the workshop, obviously just the passion and excitement alone should be pushing you to go ahead and sign up. But just in case they're still on the fence, what can you tell them to come on, let's go make voiceover work, mouth noises together.
What I could tell you is that it's not a workshop that's based entirely on, let me show you how to act in front of a microphone and getting into a lot of what I do is based on the thing that I excel at, which is character work. So if you wanted to know how to create different voices, different types of characters, different types of personalities, and so on, that is what will be the focus of this workshop. And my partner in the workshop, the great Greg Hauser, he comes in and has tons of experience on the commercial work. I have tons of experience on the animation work. We've both worked on tons of video games. So between the two of us, we give you this well-rounded education on all of that. And I've had students, and I'm telling you, I have had students come out of the DragonCon workshop. I know of at least two who've made the move to cities where there's a lot of animation and have gotten jobs in the industry and are working from this workshop.
Wow.
So yeah. I mean, I teach regularly. I constantly have students. I'm what you call a Meisner trained actor. I was also with the Groundlings in Los Angeles, and I pass all of that on. But again, my emphasis is on character work.
Mhm.
Not just getting in front of a mic and emoting. If you really were just curious, how do these actors make all these different sounds and create all of these character voices? And I don't know how to do that. I will show you. I've got a number of actors who are clients. I don't know how often. I'm sure you all know who Victoria Atkins is.
Mhm.
All of her great work. I train her. I was just working with her recently, working on characters and comedy and things, because she's so used to doing just straight dramatic roles in video
Mhm.
games, and so she's like, I got to do this character stuff. And
Yeah,
like,
it's so
no
exciting.
problem.
Yeah.
No problem. I'm there for you. I did the same thing with Roger Craig Smith. I've done, there's a lot of people that work. So this is what I would be imparting to you, is those little secrets, because I have a lot of dramatic actors in video games. There was a bunch that I just worked with on Wasteland 3 who were
Nice.
like, God, I wish I could do what you do, coming up with characters. And I was like, you can. Let me show you. I'll show you.
Wow.
It lives in you. I can do that. I can do that. Plus, one last thing. If you have come to DragonCon and want to be a voice actor, you are already a step ahead. Because if you're here, that means that you love sci-fi, horror, and fantasy. And that gives you an edge in this business. When I first started working in World of Warcraft, when I first started doing, Geblin Nekatork and Putricide and Mimiran and all these guys, right? They would have a book of all of these sci-fi, horror, and fantasy references for the actors to say, okay, well, this is it. And every one of those, I was like, yeah, you don't have to tell me. I know what that is.
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
it. I got it. Yeah, Grammar Wormtongue, Lord of the Rings, got it. Move on. Roddy McDowell, Planet of the Apes, got it. Go on.
Right.
And it was like, and that's one of the beautiful things about the DragonCon crowd, is they've got that in. They already have this love of great works of imagination in their blood, and that gives you a leg up. Combine that with learning how to create all these characters, that live within you that you don't know, and who knows?
Yeah. Who knows? Well, everybody, that has been wow. First off, wow. Second off, I'm sure chat that has given you tons of things to think about. And we're going to come back because I'm sure you all have questions. But I want to thank you for hanging out for a second, and make sure you stick around because we'd love for you to come back for the Q&A at the end. But tell everybody where they can find you. Obviously, you're working with some incredible voiceover talent, but where can we find you out there on the interwebs?
Just look up Dino Andrade on Facebook, Instagram. I spend a lot of time on Instagram and Facebook. So, those are the places. I talk a lot about my son, who's also, he's 11, and I trained him. And now he is currently starring on 4 shows, done a slew of commercials, done a couple of movies already. If I can train an 11-year-old.
Hey,
okay.
Put that on a t-shirt. Well, thank you again so much. We hope to see you again for the Q&A at the end. We really, really appreciate it. And I know I'm pretty excited to show up at your workshop because you said a lot of good things.
Thank you. And again, it's 2 for 1 because Greg Hauser's the other part of this, and Greg is magnificent. He especially has a lot of experience in anime, and his forte is teaching actors all about anime dubbing. So if you're an anime fan and that's where you want to go, you're going to get that out of this workshop too, because that is something Greg is a master at.
Well, no reason not to show up, y'all. Thank you so much. And we're going to bring in our next guest, Jamey Reeves. Welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. Not like, you're a director and all of that of like comics and pop art or whatever. No big deal, but I am so excited to get to sit down with you. And before we start, I have to ask you a super duper important question.
Okay. What do you got?
Okay, ready? So, Marvel, DC, Image, Dark Horse, IDW, or
yes.
What's your favorite? Yes. Good answer.
Well, but really, I mean, probably I started reading Marvel and DC. Were my favorites: Batman, X-Men, huge X-Men fan. So I don't know. Yeah, probably Marvel.
That's a hard one. I know. I put you.
It is hard.
Well, thank you again for coming. Why don't you just quick, in case somebody's fresh to the DragonCon community, tell us a little bit about your what the comics and pop art track is all about.
Well, I mean, we've been around for a long time. Actually, I started at DragonCon probably about 13 years ago, but I've only been doing comics and pop art for about 2 years, and with the small COVID interruption. But basically, we just try to gather a group of artists and creators. Last year, or 2019, we had around 200.
Wow.
Yeah. And, this year we're trying to make a little more space, create a better flow. But even with that, it's going to be probably around 140 guests and attending artists. So it's going to be great.
Wow.
Yeah. This year we're welcoming back some old guests. We're going to have a fan favorite, George Perez. He's coming back. Tenny Howard's coming back. She hasn't been there in a few years, so that's going to be great. David Mack, Zoo Orzo, Stephen Green. Excited to have all of them. And we're going to have some new guests too. We're having John Romita Jr. I mean, he's a legend. He's going to be awesome. So we're excited to have him. Let's see, Sam Maggs, Carl Potts, Bill Reinhold, Linda Lessman Reinhold. So yeah, it's going to be really, really great.
Wow, what a lineup of I'm listening to these names as you feed them off, and my brain's going, that's very, very cool. Now, if you're like Di and you tend to get lost very easily in large crowds of people at cons, where can we find this incredible comic and pop artist alley?
Well, we are in the America's Mart Building 2 on the 4th floor. So basically, get on the escalator and go past all the vendors all the way up to us.
All the way up, yeah. And so this year you're expanding. Things are getting a little making room for everybody and all of these guests as well.
Absolutely.
So should be a nice little comfy artist alley this year. I'm very excited.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And, besides our guests, we've got tons of programming. We've got over 40 panels set up already. We've got tons of Marvel, tons of DC panels. We've got Diversity and Heroes panel. We're doing pop art collecting, indie comics, web comics. I mean, the list goes on and on. And besides that, we've got tons of workshops. We've got drawing workshops for both kids and adults. And I think there's at least 3 or 4 of those now. And we've got, if you want to break into the comic industry, we've got some world building, both from the writer and the artist perspective, and scripting, and a workshop on just really how to make your work stand out in the industry. So
what an important panel too.
Yeah, it's really, really going to be nice.
So I always love the live painting. Please tell me we can paint some things live this year.
Well, actually, Christian Wagner, he's a Star Wars reflection artist. If you've never seen his work, you should really check it out. He is going to be painting live in the front of Artist Alley the whole time. So it's really, really amazing watching.
I just love watching him work. Yeah, it's just so amazing. Because we get it off the shelf, right? We get to see it off the shelf, but to watch them actually make it is always such one, it's kind of soothing in the chaos of DragonCon to watch an artist work, I always find, but it's also just really impressive to watch these artists that we love so much that bring all of this fandom to life really get to shine a little bit live. So very cool.
Very, very true. Yeah, it's very good. And then you also want to check out, we're having Marvel DC Trivia again, which is really awesome. And if you've never seen it, you really should check it out because it's a great time.
That sounds like a good time. And I'm sure we've got some kids programming coming through as well. Yeah,
we have a lot of kids programming, and we're also cross-promoting with the kids track. We have some of our guests that are going to go over there and do some workshops as well.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be great this year.
So I'm being reminded of something. I have this package.
Yes.
It's a surprise.
Mm-hmm. You do.
I can't shake it hard enough to find out what's in it. Do you want to tell everybody, Jamey?
Yeah, I'll be glad to tell you. I said earlier, I was an X-Men fan, right?
Yeah.
So this year, we're really, really excited to have Chris Claremont coming to the show. It's going to be it's amazing. He hasn't been to DragonCon in over 20 years. So this is really, really a big deal for us and for him.
That's very exciting. As also an X-Men fan, I just got a little fangirly live in front of everybody. That is amazing.
Yeah. I mean, he was my favorite especially in the X-Men run. He's the man.
Well, America Smart, Building 2, 4th floor. Be
That's
there,
right.
DragonCon. It sounds like the comic track has it going on this year, and with some extended space and some incredible guests. I don't think you can miss it.
No, you can't.
Can't.
You really can't.
Cannot. Well, thanks again so much for coming, filling us in, getting us hyped. I'm going to give you the same offer. You just, go have a bubbly backstage.
Yeah.
And at the end, we'll Q&A.
I'd like to add one more thing if I could.
Oh, of course.
We're really excited. We started the Kids Sketchbook program back in 2019.
Oh.
And this year we're expanding it to the art show too. So basically what that means is you come to the front of the art show or Artist Alley, and we're going to give you a kid's sketchbook for anybody 12 and under. So you take it, you look at the back of it, there's a special logo on it. Then you go out in the alley and you look for a tent card with that same logo that matches it. And you just approach the artist and they'll give you a free sketch and or autograph. It's
like a little scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
I love that. That's do you think if I was like, I'm under 12, they'd let me participate?
No.
That's no, they wouldn't. Thanks again, Jamey, so much. We'll see you here at the end for some good questions. I've no doubt that everybody out there wants to know more.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. And next up, we have Mary Turner. Mary Turner, welcome to the screen. Drum roll. The director of the art show. Speaking of art and sketches, an artist. I'm so glad you're here. How are you?
I'm good. I'm really happy to be able to join y'all today.
For sure. I mean, DragonCon covers the gamut of a lot of things, but we kind of get to see two sides of the same artistic coin tonight.
Yes. It's great that we're partnering with Jamey and his group with the kids sketchbooks, and it's great to just kind of have that art community going.
Oh, for sure. And I think those of us that I know, every year I really enjoy getting to buy art from an artist at DragonCon. And so I have a hole in my wall from 2020 that I guess means I'm going to have to buy 2 pieces of art this year.
You're just going to have to buy more art.
I'm just going to have to buy more. I blame you when my pocket's empty at the end of the weekend. No, just kidding. Well, thanks again for coming. And I guess we should start with our artist guest of honor, which is always a big deal.
Yes. And we are super excited about this one. Our artist guest of honor is William Stout. And he is a prolific artist and illustrator. He has over 50 years professional experience. But the one that we're particularly concerned about, it's our 35th anniversary. He designed our first logo.
Oh my gosh.
So it's kind of a little nod to a nod to our history.
That is so cool. What a great guest of honor. Well, there you have it, DragonCon. Now, I know that I can't be the only Chaos Dragon out there that likes to collect art. How many fans find their way in and out of the art show every year?
Oh gosh, thousands.
Yeah,
we are definitely, we're a hotbed, and we just lots of art loving fans.
Art loving fans. Now let's say you're out there and an art loving fan, and I want to find, or what would I find in the art show other than art?
In the art show, let me start by saying we did a complete reboot in 2019.
Oh, okay.
We just did a total reboot, and we are super excited about the new design. One of the things you're going to find is there's a streamlined gallery where you can really showcase where we showcase some of the juried artists, kind of their best of works. Each artist is available on site, which is not previously the case. So you can really interact with your favorite artists and
that's cool.
And ask about your favorite pieces and that kind of thing, and get like the story. And then we have kind of cosmetically opened the aisles. So it's a much more open feel than the previous layout. And we seem to get a lot of really great feedback in 2019. And we're excited to come back from 2020 to try again.
Right. Yeah. Give it a go. I love this expanding space. How artistic of you to get a new face, a new design. So obviously they're going to find art that they can buy. But what about programming?
Programming. We have 2 programming rooms and we have 4 full days of programming. And we do everything from make and take workshops and hands-on demos. We're actually going to have a Kickstarter panel this year that we're super excited about. And then as a little nod to the DragonCon community, we have adopted the Loyal Order of the Ribbon. So the Facebook group and the organization, the Loyal Order of the Ribbon, has been adopted by the art show, and so they will have panels and meetups and that kind of thing at the art show. Will be kind of a location for them.
And the auction,
the charity auction. Always a super exciting time. Monday at 1 p.m. We will have, donated pieces. We have specialty auction pieces every year. We'll continue that. We also have the contribution canvas that has become a tradition that you can, of course, bid on. And we always do our best to raise as much money for charity as we can. So, all
right. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to go back and DragonCon. I can't help myself.
We're excited too.
I think I'm bursting at the seams. I don't know about you.
The virtual art show did great last year, but we're so excited to be back in person.
Yeah. Well, it's just like good in our community for like doing it. We did it anyways, and we're back this year to do it again and even better. Well, I'm sure that everybody watching may have some more questions about the art show, about the auction, about programming. So if you have a chance, stick around there in the green room, and we'll see you backstage, and then hopefully back for some questions.
Sounds great.
Thanks so much. All right, it is time. The time you have all been waiting for. The time to announce the aquarium VIP ticket winners. Oh, how we have longed to see those underwater critters and to do it without having to pay for a ticket. Now you can, if you won. And I'm very excited to announce from a Facebook entry, Maggie Coogan, congratulations. You get your 2 tickets, let me back up. Not just 2 tickets, 2 VIP tickets. 2 VIP tickets as DragonCon invades the Georgia Aquarium. DragonCon weekend. Congratulations. Thank you so much for your submission. Thanks for participating. And thanks for making DragonCon that much more awesome. But if that wasn't enough, we have to shout out a super special honorable mention to Anna Sweetster, also from a Facebook entry. Because you cannot go away empty-handed. John Walker over at the Georgia Aquarium said this was also so awesome, and it was so close that we just could not give away 2 more tickets to for general admission to the DragonCon night at the aquarium. So guess what? Congratulations, Anna. You too are going to be joining us for a little, undersea adventure. Thank you so much for both participating. And getting to come and play with us for DragonCon 2021. Now, our guests have been waiting patiently backstage for Dot to stop talking and for them to answer your questions that you have been posting in chat. We have some really, really important ones. So I want to welcome back in all of our guests so that we can start this Q&A and get your burning question answered. So welcome back. I think everybody, yeah? Yeah! One more drum roll, Jamie there. Rachel.
Yeah, wrong person.
You're just a surprise. What is this?
Right here, yes.
Did you eat Jamie?
Oh, baby.
Well,
there he is.
Oh. Surprise. Don't look now. Well, Rachel, I imagine if you have come to grace us with your presence, it must be super duper important.
Yeah, I'm super excited. So it's funny, we got a fancy question on it as I was watching the questions, and it happens to be a wonderful night for us because we are releasing our progress report, which is exciting. It's been updated this year. We decided to go with a digital format. Honestly, lots of reasons. One, because a lot of the successes we saw with DragonCon Goes Virtual last year, and so many people really want kind of that information right at their fingertips and on their devices, because goodness knows everybody's holding a device these days. But also, really with this year especially, we know that things are changing so quickly, and everything, we wanted a little bit more time to be able to convey a lot of the guests that we've booked in the last couple of weeks, to be able to include those in the publication, as well as we actually have the opportunity, similar to what we did back in DragonCon Goes Virtual with updating the Quick Start Guide. We're going to be able to update it as things change, as things happen, as policy things are announced on August 1st, things like that. We're going to be able to change this document so that when people access it, it can have new information in it. So that was really exciting. Also, my favorite part, I'm hoping you did that QR code or click those links from the little picture we just had up there. But my favorite part is in the middle. We've actually done a little bit of a throwback because some folks don't know this is our 35th anniversary, unless we said it because I was kind of managing elsewhere. But it's our 35th anniversary. I have our fun 35th anniversary raglan on. And so we took the opportunity to also kind of look at this as a fun throwback to all those magazines that I used to read. And lots of our fans, I'm sure, read the like Teen Beats and the like silly little things. So what you're going to find in the middle of the progress report is the cool, I know, sorry about that. It's going to be like the coolest little pullout that kind of goes back to the days from when DragonCon was first being thought of and first being brought to fans. So it's kind of fun. It's a lot of fun. So we're really excited to have fans. So that is available now. So we encourage everybody. We had two different ways. There's one that's interactive because some of our fans just really love to see the flipping through the pages. But then there's another PDF that you can download at any time. And like I say, all those things will be kind of updated as we go. But the progress report for anybody that's not gotten it before, because normally we do just send it out to our members from that year as well as previous years. The progress report kind of contains everything that's going on with the show. It's a sneak peek, if you will, everything from guests, performers, events, fan tracks, all those kind of things. So you can go ahead and start to get in your mind, kind of like what your plan is. It is not the schedule. It is not the schedule. We are not there yet. We're closer every single day. But it is kind of a preview of a lot of the things that you can. And it highlights our incredible workshops. So if you want to read more details about the voice acting workshop and all the others we'll offer, it's got all the details. So I encourage everybody to go and check it out. Yeah, well, that was important, Rachel.
Yes, thank you. It's very important. And, I appreciate saving some trees this year, going all digital. I dig. Plus, I prefer to look at my cell phone anyways, right? It fits in my very tiny pocket on my spandex cosplay. Kitty. Okay, so we've had a few questions come through. So some of them are logistical questions about DragonCon. So we're going to see if we can't knock those out, most of which are about time. When is stuff going on sale? When can we sign up for photo ops? Okay. Well, yeah, one-day badges. Tell us all about one-day badges. Yeah, so the one-day badges. Again, a reminder that these are an incredible limited availability. It's within the attendance cap that we have established, and those will go on sale at 10 a.m. on August 1st, and that would be Eastern. Like, we're in Atlanta. It will be our time, 10 a.m. The reason we did it at 10 versus a little earlier is that we are planning, I don't know if this is a question later, but I figure I'll just hit it. We are planning to release the full plan that we've talked about a lot with the health and safety precautions and plans and changes and all of that before those memberships go on sale. Great. So that people just need to be on the lookout for the policy. Yeah, we're planning on 9 a.m., but that one probably a little more flexible. But I know people are planning for those one-day memberships because we anticipate those going very, very quickly. So yes, 10 a.m. For those memberships. If you forget what I've said, it's also included in the front page of the progress report that you should have already downloaded by now. Y'all been called out live here on DragonCon. No. The last thing, we had a question about photo op signups too. Are those, do we have a time for those yet? We do not. Normally we see them in the last week of July, first week of August. We are again proudly partnering with Epic Photo Ops. They're an incredible team. They love our people. They know our people, and they do a phenomenal job with both the guests and the fans. I did see on the comments that they are showing on another show that weekend. Absolutely well aware. They actually have several teams
that they can deploy for on-site support and doing the actual photo op. So have no fear. We have not double booked. Everybody knows about it, and they will be going on sale shortly. Ours is a little bit different in that before they go on sale, we like to have an idea of programming because we do more programming than any other convention out there. And it gets a little complicated with the scheduling and things. So they are actively working to get those up for sale on their website. And we will, of course, promote it on social media once they go up.
Great. Fantastic. Well, we've had some more questions come through. This actually is about comics and art show, looks like. So will there be access to the comic panels without lining up to go through vendors, or maybe have some tips to get to see those panels?
I have tips. So if you really want to go see a particular panel, my advice to try to avoid those lines is to come early, look around, find some of your favorite artists or maybe a new artist, and just kind of hang out with us and give yourself plenty of time to get to that panel. Nice.
And it looks like we got art show question. Love the art show in 2018. Will it be close to the feel of that versus being maybe an extension of the vendor hall?
The answer is it's not an extension of the vendor hall, but it is totally a different feel from 2018. We do still have our programming, and kind of piggybacking off the last question, we do have programming that starts the minute we open. So we will have a special line for that so that everybody can get in, get their seat. And we do have some hands-on panels that are limited availability, so you will want to sign up for those in advance.
Great. Very nice. Let me just say thank you for having a signer. I imagine DragonCon would say you're welcome and thank you for being here. Parades. We got some parade questions coming in. Good. Will the parade be open to the public for street view? If not, will attendees be able to watch from the street?
Well, I'll take that one. So we're so excited. This past week, we were provided the parade permit by the city of Atlanta. Of course, everything as in planning, I hate to say this year is always subject to change, but we are ecstatic and we are planning. But no, there is a major change with the parade, and that is that spectators will be DragonCon members only. So they will be able to watch it on the street. DragonCon members, we will be doing a lot of marketing and a lot of education out there, which is the exact opposite of what we normally do. We normally, welcome all the people in the city and around the area to come join us. It's going to be just the opposite this year of stay home, join us. We are broadcasting on the CW. They're doing that again, and they're kind of beefing it up a little to support us to make sure that the people at home can watch us. And we'll be also broadcasting our DCTV coverage of the parade as well, out to fans who would like to watch but aren't in attendance at the physical show. So again, that's a big change for us. The city is very supportive of it. So we're just going to be spectators, only DragonCon members.
Wonderful. That seems reasonable. Comfort of your own home or hotel room or wherever it is you're putting your feet up for the weekend.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, now in regards to the parade, is there this is good. Creative guy, boy howdy, do I have an answer for you. We live on DragonCon time. What is this, 24 hours? Get out of here. Of course it will be. We celebrate from sun up to sundown, Thursday through Monday. Yes, bring your spirit. We'll figure out how to celebrate for 24 hours straight. I'm sure there's somebody out there that wants to celebrate with you.
I love your answer, and I'm actually going to keep that for me for the next time, because I'm all like, okay, wait, informational. There are going to be some hour changes, namely gaming. Building 1 is going to close from 2 a.m. to 8 a.m. Still, gaming is going to be available. We're actually going to do 24-hour open gaming in the Westin, in the Savannah Ballroom. That's also included, don't you worry, in the progress report, as well it will be included in the main plan that's discussed on August 1st and everywhere we can post it. But that is a change. We get a lot of questions around performers. Yes, we still plan the same hours with some capacity changes, obviously to keep everybody as safe as possible. We are going to keep the around the clock programming that you come to expect, but I still like Dot's answer better.
No, DragonCon time, we'll make it work.
24 hours. I'm going to use it.
I told you, I'm just here to cause chaos, really. You're here to keep me in line, Rachel. Now, last kind of business question, and then, oh boy, do we have some great questions coming in for Dino. Any idea when the app will be ready? Great.
Ooh, you're so funny. I would say that I know that there's a drinking game involved somewhere, but we got a lot going on and too much work to do to partake. But yes, we will still have the app. It usually is available. We send out schedules to our guests around August 1st, and we need that time to turn around, make sure everybody can make it, book the flights and things. So typically the app is released about 10 days prior to the show, and that would be the same plan for this year.
Nice. Okay, great. Oh, great question. Dino, were you the voice of Professor Putricide?
Yes, I was. Yes, I was.
Yes. Nice.
Good news, everyone. The slime is flowing again.
Oh,
Yep.
Nice. Oh, badge pickup. What time?
I have no idea.
Come on, Professor.
Just make something up. You're good. Right now, that again will be all the information. But as of now, as far as hours of registration are going to change, we do want you to pick the badges up early. Right now, it is a little bit in flux because with the membership cap that we've talked about a lot, we're not sure what it looks like. We do anticipate selling out, so registration is going to look a little different, and we'd actually be able to process in 2 ballrooms, which is exciting. The potential of that's very exciting from a logistics and safety perspective. So some of that's a little bit up in the air, but right now we are planning on the hours being the same.
Great. We got a shout out for, oh my gosh, that cat, y'all.
Oh,
so cute. Get ya. Oh.
That is a spoiled cat right there. And
Yeah.
he deserves it.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
the next
my booth is basically an inverted cat post.
Oh,
So when
Right.
I open the door, they're like, "Oh, Daddy, thank you, Daddy."
that's awesome.
That's
So,
amazing. Oh, thanks. That's so wonderful. I appreciate your efforts. The art show is lovely. It is lovely. Thank you. Now, let's see. It looks like we got some questions maybe about some costuming stuff coming through. Yes. Where do we find out more info on the new Page to Stage costume contest?
That is actually on the website under the contest tab. There used to be a Page to Stage comic book contest, but this one is now under Sci-Fi Lit.
All right. Well, there we go. Let's see. Can you tell us? Oh, great question. Can you tell us where the Open Tabletop Gaming is going to be this year? Is that part of the move you were talking about?
Shut your mouth. Hold on. I'm just going to say, because I don't want to say it wrong, I am pretty positive it's in the Savannah Ballroom of the Westin, but there's a lot of changes, so I'm not going to lie right now. And what I am going to encourage you to do is remember what I came on for. Read that progress report. We do highlight some of the gaming changes in there, and any that are not included in there will be out on that plan in August 1st, very specifically that you'd be able to. Also, gaming in particular, because it has undergone a lot of changes this year. It is because there's been massive renovations in building 1 of America's Mart, which is going to be exciting when they're finished. Not as much when they're in process, but it's going to be great. And but there's a lot of movement there. So remember that we have we have maps available in the DragonCon app when it comes out that 10 days prior, as well as the gaming guide. If you pick up a gaming guide, if that's something that interests you, you can have a map anytime right there. And we encourage you use those heavily this year in gaming in particular.
Yeah.
They are win the award for flexibility when it comes to movement and placement.
Yeah. Well, we are out of time, so I'm being told, but we got to do a couple things. First things first, I want to thank you all for coming on, for sharing your time, your energies, your love, getting us hyped, even more hyped than last week. We'll have another town call coming up to continue to keep you hyped. But I would love to give a round of applause to our incredible ASL interpreter here tonight. Thank you so much, Richard, again. Thank you. And we can't just wrap up. We can't just wrap up. I have to wrap up with some kind of incredible, important question. And I'm going to put it to our guest here tonight, Dino.
yes.
What is your fondest DragonCon memory?
My fondest DragonCon memory? My fondest DragonCon memory was when there was some big football game going on, and there was a whole bunch of people who had nothing to do with DragonCon that were there. They had big hair and a lot of sweaters and so on. And we were getting in one of the elevators at the Westin, and we were heading on up. And this woman, I don't know why it was me, but this woman just turns, and she's got this big hair. She turns by and she says, "What is this DragonCon thing?" And I looked at her and I said, "Well, it's a convention for sci-fi, horror, fantasy." And she looked at me like, "Don't talk down to me." And she's like, "Well, I know that, but what is it? Is it a game? Is it?" And I said, "Yes, it is a game. If you'll notice our badges," and there was others in the badge. So you notice our badges, they have different colors on. They represent different teams. See, and throughout the course of the convention, we go on a scavenger hunt, each representing a different hotel. And then at the end, we all see who collected the most, and the winner gets a $5,000 prize. And she's like, $5,000? I said, yeah. And everyone else in the elevator is going, you know. And she's like, "Well, I had no idea." And that is my favorite DragonCon memory.
Well, I'm going to tell you, out there somewhere is a woman who's trying to swipe badges thinking she's trying to win a team and win $5,000. So if your badge gets swiped this year, blame Tina. Thank you, everybody, so much for being here, for hanging out, for checking in. Make sure to follow us on social. Make sure to get those badges if you haven't already, or find the best way for you to participate this year.
And a very quick shout out to Christine Marie Silver. Yes, I do remember that song, and I would love to talk to you about that, because we're going to be launching Soul Geek 3 very soon, and I would love it to be a part of that. So if you're coming to DragonCon, come talk to me about that. I would love that. Yes, I remember. Mwah.
Thanks again, everybody. Let's get a wave out.